Hey, what's up? This is Cece.
This is Jake.
Jinx.
Ashley Purdy.
And I'm Andy, and we are Black Veil Brides, and you're watching Loudwire.
Hey everyone, it's Gruhamed here for Loudwire, and today for Wikipedia Fact or Fiction, we have the entirety of Black Veil Brides, and I know you're very happy to be here for Wikipedia today.
I was interested to see where you're going with the entirety.
The entirety.
It seemed like you were maybe going to say something else there. We have the entirety.
and I just have a stroke in it. But thank you guys for coming. Beforehand, you're telling me a story about Mortician's daughter.
Sure.
I couldn't find it on there, so maybe if you'd like.
Yeah, I don't think it's on there anymore. There was at one point on our Wikipedia, I imagine it was a dedicated fan, for which I thank them, but they were a young girl who I had added that I wrote the song Mortician's Daughter from our first record about her. She said that she was in the 8th grade and somewhere in like Victorville or somewhere. And while it was appreciated, that is not factual at all.
No.
But that's okay. If they're fun, not facts, that's cool. But like there's negative, unfun, not facts. Have you ever thought about how different a horse is than a dog? I just want to ask you that real quick.
I've seen both videos.
Okay.
Both types of videos.
Wait, what?
There's a big difference.
So, I don't know what that means.
Let's start off with Jinx. Jinx, you got your first guitar when you were 2 years old and started playing live shows with your father at the age of 8.
That's actually correct.
That's true.
Well,
Okay.
my parents gave me a garage store like guitar. It was a Stratocaster copy. Had maybe like 2 strings on it. But I would just mimic what we watching like Jimi Hendrix or something on TV and just be trying to.
This is back in the 60s. Right?
Yeah.
Still watching
Watching
TV
Jimi
live.
Hendrix on TV.
But yeah, no. I started playing gigs with my dad. Get bar gigs and stuff around.
You were
At
playing
8
bars
in the bar.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
Damn.
They didn't care what
yeah.
kids.
Stranger than fiction.
But yeah, that's actually true. So.
Wow, that's good. Jake, you received your first guitar when you were 10.
Yep.
But you didn't play it for 3 years, but you picked it up when you began listening to Metallica.
That is true.
That's true. All right, very good. No playing in bars.
No,
When you were-
I wasn't playing in bars when I was 8
All right.
or 6 or whatever.
Andy, at 16,
Yeah.
you and a few of your friends formed your first band, which is called Beer Sack.
Yep.
And you only played one show
Right.
under that name.
Right.
But then the band eventually was renamed to Black Veil Brides.
That is true. Played an art gallery in a place called Northside in Cincinnati, which was essentially the like the artsy neighborhood. There was an art gallery show, and we headlined for some reason. I don't know
Nice.
why, but it was like a bunch of like really tough like crust punk bands, and then like a bunch of 14-year-olds playing like Alkaline Trio covers, and that
nice.
that was me.
Yeah.
Beer Sack, 90% of the set was Alkaline Trio covers, and then we did Jet Boy, Jet Girl, which is a really weird song for like a 16-year-old to be singing. It's a song, I don't know if you're aware of it, that the Damned did about taking a little boy and dressing him up like a little girl and having him give you a blowjob. That's what that song's about. So, and I did not know that at the time when I was singing it, but then later in life I looked back at the lyrics and thought, maybe this wasn't the right choice. We will not be covering that in Black Veil Brides anytime soon.
Yeah, hindsight is 20/20, I suppose. But fact, 3 facts.
These
in
are
a
all
row.
facts.
These
right?
are all facts so far.
And not that bad.
Wikipedia, you're doing great.
All right, Andy, let's see if this is right. You left high school before graduating, moving to Los Angeles to further your potential career 2 days after you turned 18 years old.
Yes. Fact.
Damn it.
See?
And it also says you formed a new version of Black Veil Brides there, and you also pursued a career in acting.
All right, so the timeline's a little off here.
Okay.
All right.
Fiction.
Fiction. When I was 13, there was an art school in Cincinnati, and it was awesome. It was like heaven on earth for me because it was all very artistic kids, and I had had a really hard time in school, so it was really nice to be around people who were also kind of weird and interested in theatrical stuff and plays and everything. And so because of that, I thrived at the school, and I was I didn't intentionally do it, but I wound up being a drama major at the school, and did a lot of plays there, and was I did fairly well in terms of acting. So they wound up sending a lot of national agents to the school, and they would bring in agents to scout kids to see if there was anybody that was of any interest. So we were hesitant to do it. I had had a few different agents contact me and my family, but one agency had offered to basically said, we won't give you a contract, we're not going to do anything if you come out here, though we have a strong feeling that you might get, just because you have an interesting look or whatever, and you're good at what you do, you might be able to get some like pilot work or commercials. If you have some free time, do it. So I worked it out with the performance arts school that I went to, that I would go out to Los Angeles, this is when I was 15, and spend about a month and a half out there and try to do some acting stuff. And because I went to an art school at the time, that was a great thing. They agreed to it. They gave me all my schoolwork. They said you can leave for a month and whatever. So we came out to LA. I did get some acting work. I did some commercials and I did a pilot and did a bunch of different stuff. And then it came time for me to go back home to Cincinnati, and we told everybody, okay, that was fun, thank you, and went back because I couldn't afford to stay out there or whatever. So then that's pretty much the beginning and end of that story. I went back to Cincinnati and I formed the beginnings of what would eventually become Black Veil Brides, and I focused on music ever since. But I didn't come back out to LA to pursue acting. I just happened to do it kind of as a fun thing when I was younger. And now I do elements of acting, and I have a Funny or Die show that I produce with my cousin.
Yep.
And so, but yeah, I never had when I was younger. It wasn't like I'm going to be an actor. It was just something that was kind of fun for me.
All right, good.
Is that long enough answer? I can go about 10, 15 more minutes.
No, it's good clearing it up. The term Black Veil Brides is a Roman Catholic term used for when a woman marries into the church and gives up all the pleasures of life to devote her life to God.
Well, it's a nun specifically, and
A
she
nun.
wears a black veil because it's a wedding, but it's a sad wedding because she's not getting, whatever. So,
Lady.
yes, that is true.
What was it about that, maybe visual, that was very interesting?
I grew up around Catholicism, so I always liked all the pageantry and theatricality of the Catholic faith. But we always talked about, the kind of positive, negative thing, Guns N' Roses, Black Veil Brides. It's always, to me, though that is true about the Catholic nuns, I always saw it more as a positive, negative thing. So in terms of like Hollywood imagery, whenever they show the like happiest moment in an adult life, it's usually a wedding scene, and it's a white dress, and it's beautiful, and everybody's happy. Inversely, the sad scene in a movie is always crying, raining funeral, and there's always a little old lady with a black veil on. So to me, it's kind of the yin and yang, if you will. Please do. Please will with me.